When Pachinko debuted 2.5 years ago, it was one of Apple's best-reviewed shows, mainly because Suhu was able to make TV sense out of the epic generation-spanning novel by Min Jin Lee. In the second season, one of the time periods shifts forward by about 15 years, but the series is no less compelling. In episode 5, we initially meet Yosef on August 1, 1945, which is about a week before the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He put in a lot of overtime in a plant where other workers were being controlled by a Japanese boss. He soon receives instructions to teach a fresh, young employee his responsibilities. The two get together at a bar after work. Yosef is asked to go out for drinks with the young man. This young man is cynical, unlike Yosef. After the war, he believes there will be nothing worthwhile to fight for. But Yosef believes otherwise. In any case, the two talk about their pasts and how they ended up in their present situations. The young man in the factory makes Yosef think of Isaac. Yosef regrets involving Isaac in the disputes that ultimately resulted in his demise. The young laborer remembers how his father was among the majority of his village's victims of an illness that was then incurable. Their perspectives on the world are shaped by these prior tragedies. A few days later, Yosef and the same young worker quarrel in the plant over their divergent ideologies. Yosef is carried outside the building by the security, who then places him in a truck. The city is struck by explosives that burn it to the ground in a matter of seconds. Yosef returns home after surviving severe injuries. Following the devastations of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan chooses to cease hostilities. Yosef gets home shortly after, his face badly damaged. Kyumi and Sunja, Minakim, begin tending to him. Hansu informs him later on about the situation. When Yosef learns that the war is finally over, he considers going back to Korea. Hansu suggests not doing so. Yosef soon learns that Hansu wants to stay in No's life when Isaac passes away. He thus objects to it. However, Yosef's current state limits what he can accomplish. Hansu displays his dark, possessive side and asserts his power during this talk. Nevertheless, Noah stays apart from Hansu despite having lately witnessed his violent side. Yosef vents his resentment on Kyumi, who works hard to be the perfect wife for him, as he is unable to express his anger against Hansu. Though he observes Kyumi's anguish helplessly, Changho, Kim Sung-kyu, does not follow his inclinations. The family soon returns to the city after living in the farmhouse. Burned to ashes, they return to their former Osaka residence. There, Kyumi searches the earth frantically for a box that she concealed. As Changho assists her in finding it, Yosef observes them from a distance. It dawns on him that they are deeply in love. The arrogant attitude of the American soldiers, who are still in Japan, intimidates young Mozosu. They consider it a charitable gesture when they toss him a pair of shades. Sunja and Kyumi move into their new house in Osaka by 1950. They begin cooking and selling traditional foods to the villagers with yangjin. Ta-jung Kang's character Noah is getting ready for his final exams, which will decide whether or not he attends college. In order to support the family financially, he works part-time at the telegraph office at the same time. Sunja wishes Noah well in school and pursues a more respectable life. After that, he begins to feel under pressure to succeed at all costs. At this point, Sunja begins her own search for a location to open a restaurant. A buddy from the family agrees to assist her. Solomon observed a new wave of golf enthusiasts emerging in Japan in 1989. In order to discuss his idea, Solomon meets with Mamoru Yoshi and offers starting a private golf club for members only. Yoshi believes this deal is too good to be true, so he isn't hopeful. Solomon attempts to persuade him of its possibilities. At the Shifleys, Tom and Naomi are attending a business associates meeting. Naomi offers to assist Katsuade with his financial troubles, while Tom tries to thwart Abe's intention to construct a hotel on Jumja's property. Tom soon joins Yoshi and Solomon, revealing Naomi's arguments in support of Abe. Yoshi is aware that Solomon and Naomi are dating. Thus, he requests that Solomon persuade her to act in their best interests. Tom is shocked to find out about Solomon and Naomi's relationship at that point. Changho has to follow Hansu's instructions even while he is back in Osaka. As No won't let him see him, Hansu utilizes Changho to learn details about No and Sunja's lives. Changho is looking for a way out since he is sick of playing the spy. Only after Noah gets accepted to the university does Hansu consent to let him go. Hansu later attends a meeting with his father-in-law and his colleagues. Kurogane-kun is introduced by the elderly guy as their party's new hope. In these difficult times, Kurogane-kun aspires to bring back Japan's pride and majesty. Hansu believes that after the Americans go, they should concentrate on creating a transition plan. Kurogane-kun draws the conclusion that because of his professional history with Americans, Hansu has feelings for them. Subsequently, Kurogane-kun expresses his anti-Korean sentiments and emphasizes the significance of Americans in eliminating communists. As that is going on, Sungja is sad for No because he has to work in spite of his education. He declares that he would rather to stand on his own 2 feet than to take Hansu's money and go the easy route. Sungja is pleased with No's commitment and diligence. No eventually departs for the exam from home. He runs into the neighborhood tofu maker he frequently sees on his way to the center. No worries that he might not pass the examinations, but she gives him confidence boosters and assures him that he won't. As No arrives at his exam location, he sees his old pal from a distance. However, this friend chooses to ignore him. Internal tensions in Korea increased during this period as 2 opposing military units engaged in combat with disparate ideologies. This led to a violent confrontation between Korea's North and South.